Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to What the Church Won't Say,
where we have difficult conversations at the foot of the cross.
Hey, I am so excited to introduce my team. To the right over there is Ridiculous Nicholas Rendon.
Ho ho!
To the left is Jose Castro, the Revolutionary.
Yes,
I am your host, Nathaniel Plenty, and you are in for a great episode of Pillow Talk, where we get to interact with our viewers. So we'll be answering the questions of our viewers, and I'm going to throw it out. The first one. Here we go.
Throw it out the Christmas bag.
So this is an anonymous viewer of ours. It says, I am a strong, independent woman.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I am 33 years old with no kids and never been married.
Nice.
I'm a great catch, but my relationships do not go beyond a year or two. Is it me or the way this world is? So, some things jumped out to me. I want to hear from y'all. Things jumped out to me right away.
The first thing that jumped out was I am strong, independent woman.
Exactly.
As a man, I don't want you to be strong. I don't want you to be.
You want your women. You like your women weak and
Yes.
and battered.
No, not battered.
Well, I mean, if you can elaborate, you don't want them
No,
strong.
but hold on. So, okay, independent and strong don't go together. Like for me, because if a woman knows the nature of a man, we are providers, protectors, and leaders. Okay, so like if you're independent, like how am I going to provide for you? How am I going to protect you if you are independent? If every time that I want to open the door for you, you're like, oh, I can do it for myself.
I got this.
If I want to pay for the meal, you're, I got it. If I want to do something nice for you, oh, you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you are giving so much pushback, a man can only take so much, and maybe you need to take inventory of the things that you've been doing in your relationship. That's why maybe they're lasting 1 or 2 years, because a man is evaluating you during that time, and it's going to be 1, 2 years like, you know what? She's not really giving me too much to work with. I'm out of here. I need a woman that's going to be feminine, that's going to allow me to do my job as a man.
I'm going to say this, because that's what stood out to me too, the strong and independent. And I want to qualify strong. Because when I hear strong, unfortunately, what I hear is a woman that says whatever's on her mind. And I also hear hurt. I hear hurt. And I think we may not identify that's what it is, but oftentimes when there's no filter, when there's no considering, am I being respectful to the man that I'm dealing with, the first thing I think is hurt people.
Amen.
And we cover it up with the word strong.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's become kind of trendy.
It has become trendy.
It is trendy.
And
Women are hurt, but they just project it differently and strong.
Absolutely. And I think we say what we're saying is that we kind of put that. I see like women putting their hand on their chest and said, "This is what it is. Will you accept me as this?" And the thing is, I will accept you as that if you're target practice. I accept you as that as we're going to have some fun.
Of course.
But no one, like you just said, wants to spend the rest of their life wrestling with someone over the reins of who's the head of this relationship. And that may be what she's giving off. And so I would say to you, whoever you are, if that's what you're giving off, I will actually be praying of God, help me to be more feminine. Help me to be more understanding. Help me see myself.
Yes.
And so I hope that bless you.
I agree with you.
Yes.
I think that most men, because she's trying, and obviously she's an attractive woman because she is getting dates, she is getting involved in relationships, but they're only lasting so long, because I think women get hurt. There's so many times over the years as a result, of that, they're submitting to the wrong men, and as a result, they're getting hurt. But when you find someone that's worth it, I'm not going to cast my pearls to swine just to any woman who comes along. And neither should any woman submit herself to any man that comes along just because she's dating or seeing him. But when you recognize a good man in your life, play your role, let him play his role, I promise you, you're going to be a lot happier.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of things you don't have to worry about. Providing, responsibility that you don't have to worry about. Women are spoiled in the right relationships. Women are spoiled. Women have it easy.
Yes.
Enjoy that ride, you idiot.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Let's move on here, gentlemen. So we got another one of our viewers, an anonymous viewer that says, my husband has made several bad decisions over the years. Because of those decisions, I admit I struggle with submission onto him. Should I let his bad decisions go and follow him, or should I do my own thing? I think this one right here is a lot of women can relate to this.
Yeah.
So I'll lead off on this one. I think I want to say to you is you're going to have to understand that leading ain't always easy. And that them bad decisions, yes, you should actually be taking account of them because he's leading your household.
Yes.
You know? However, this is going to be very sensitive because of the pride of man.
Right.
And when I say the pride of man, what I mean is if you come too hard at him, what you're going to cause him to do is become insecure. He's not going to be confident in who he is in God. So it's going to have to be one of those things that you're going to have to tread lightly, but be honest with him about how you feel. And I would sit down with him, create an atmosphere of love, an atmosphere that's safe where he can know more than anything, I know this woman loving me. I know more than anything what she's saying is what's best for us. How you set an atmosphere says everything before you say it.
Yeah.
Once you set that atmosphere, then after you cook his favorite meal or whatever the case may be, run some bath water, give him a massage. I'm just giving you some options. Then you start saying, baby, okay, I know that you're the man God has for me. I believe that you're so wise. But over the years, these are some things that set us back. And now I'm in a place where I do want to follow you, but I don't know if we can afford any more setbacks. And I'm asking you to pray about God sending other men into your life, other people you can give counsel to, because the Bible said there's safety in a multitude of counsel.
Yes.
So I would not challenge him, but ask him, do you have the proper counsel to give you wisdom on some of these decision makings? Second thing is, I just want to make sure you're hearing me. Because I believe God give me insight that you may not have.
Yes.
And if you're hearing me, just consider where the advice I'm giving fits into the plan God's giving you. And in that, you'll give him some steps, a safety net, so he won't make bad decisions. Now, if he decides, well, I got this and I don't want I don't need nobody helping me, that's a whole nother beast. But if he's a level-headed guy in any facet of it, those things you gave him will at least give him some ammunition how to help you guys as a whole.
I like that.
Yes.
What man, after setting the atmosphere like that and buttering him up,
Is that what you calling it? Okay.
yeah, who wouldn't listen after being treated like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
you let him put his guard down, and men love their ego stroke, the flattery, as opposed to coming at him like, well, the last time we did what you wanted to do, you know,
Right.
I'm not present anymore.
Yeah, you're checking out.
Yeah.
I've checked out.
And sometimes unfortunately, when men start making bad decisions for whatever reason, there's always sometimes like a power struggle where a woman say, well, you can't do this, so let me take the reins. And she starts trying to take over being the head of the household.
That becomes a habit, and
Yep.
then it becomes a lifestyle.
Exactly.
And then, man.
And everybody's
disaster.
out of their roles.
Disaster.
Everybody's out of their roles.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things you're going to have to tread lightly on. But nonetheless, I hope I gave you some steps of wisdom, at least create an atmosphere so he can hear you. Third one, here he says, we have another anonymous viewer that says, my husband and my mom do not get along. It has gotten worse over the years. My husband refused to go over my parents' house this Christmas, which is our family tradition. He said we are having a small Christmas celebration with the immediate family, just us and the kids. I'm struggling with this idea. What do I do?
I'm going to say, just submit unto him.
Submit?
Yeah.
I
Stay at home. You know, like, what's wrong with doing it 1 year his way?
Okay.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. You always have gotten your way. And then another thing is, like, you don't know. Okay, you mentioned that the contention has been getting worse
Between him
So-
and her mom. Yeah.
What if something like gets out of hand during that night, which is a special night? You know, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
So if he is asking you for that he might be feeling something like
You make a
like,
good point,
That's a
bro.
very good
he might be feeling like maybe I can't take it anymore, or maybe I can't take any more of her comments or her attitude or whatever it is that's happening.
Right.
So I feel like just for this year, sit it out, have just an intimate dinner. It's fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or alternate every other year, or Christmas Eve over there, Christmas Day here.
No, I mean, I wouldn't. I would play it by ear because I mean, I think you hit on something. It may be something that may about to trigger this man. So I play it by ear, and I would use this Christmas as an opportunity to show my husband that you're what make the holidays what it is. You're more important to me than anybody. That's important if you're going to if you want to navigate the future of being able to talk to this man, especially when him dealing with your mom. I think Christmas, sometimes we make it a bigger deal than what it is. I understand other families there, but I would do my best to make sure my husband know that you're number one.
Right.
I think that would be the wise thing to do in that situation as well. And just be praying that they can work that thing out. I wouldn't try to advise him on it at all. On coming at my mom and how to fix that. I would just support him and be praying.
Because too many times we get labeled the bad guy in that situation.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Here we go. Next question from one of our viewers. Anonymous viewer says, I've been with my girlfriend for 2 years. She is wife material. The only problem, she does not discipline her kids. They bad. Her answer to bad behavior is hugs and talking to them. Then you go to the other side. It says, I'm worried this is going to mess with what we got. What do you think?
This is difficult, man.
Yes,
This is where the rubber meets the road.
I'm going to say something because this is a personal experience. And actually, I seen it in 3 multiple scenarios.
Okay.
The first one was me. So, I have a stepfather. I came into his life when I was 14. And, I went down the wrong path, became a gangster, all that. And my dad, I remember I was having the conversation with my mom. And my dad told my mom, if you would have allowed me to correct this kid, he would not have been. And I asked my mom, why did he say that? And my mom confessed to me that she told him, this is my son. And to me, I was upset at my mom. I was like, so you are taking his money, you are under his roof, he is feeding us, but you won't allow him to be my father and correct me?
And She's allowing him to provide for you.
But let me clarify so everybody understand. When you say your father, you're really talking about your stepfather.
Yes.
Okay, not your biological your stepfather.
This was my stepdad.
But he was like a father to you. Okay.
Yes, but my mom would not allow him to discipline me. So he stepped back. Okay.
Like a lot of men do.
So now I came to live with my real dad, and he married this woman with 2 kids.
Now, how old are you when you came to live with him?
About 22.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I was already reformed. So I saw the same thing. This woman would not allow my real dad to correct the children, so he stepped back, and that put a big dent on the relationship with my real father and his ex-wife.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, it's interesting. This is a very sensitive dynamic. But I would say this, because he said she's wife material.
Yes.
If she's wife material, you're going to have to do your due diligence to see exactly where she is and allowing you to actually step in and building a rapport before you get into discipline. Them kids need to know how you care. They need to know that you love them.
Yes.
So that, I don't know where they are in that relationship. Yeah. I would build that as the cornerstone.
Yes.
I love y'all. I'm there for y'all. I got y'all back. And then as time move on, I would start talking to her about what role I can play with helping her with the behavior. And, if this is something I want to take for the long haul. Now, if you don't have that type of endurance, you don't have that type of patience, I would say run and run now.
Yes.
Run now, because you're already frustrated and you guys are early on, it's not going to get better.
No.
It's not going to get better.
No.
So that's my take on it. Anything you want to add to this, or you good?
No, I think you guys nailed it.
Okay, cool. Next question from one of our anonymous viewers says, I've been with my partner for 3.5 years. We've grown apart, and I see this is not going to work. How do I tell them without hurting them? I don't think there's no easy way of doing this.
No.
I mean, pain doesn't mean that you don't like them or don't love them. I think honesty is the best way. Don't waste anyone's time. Don't waste anyone's energy. Don't waste anybody's money when they can be doing something else with that time, finding the right person that's for them. Go ahead, sit them down, be loving, share the truth in love, share how you really feel, snatch it off, the Band-Aid off quickly, and let them move on. Let them move on. I don't think there's no easy way of putting this one. No matter... Yeah, go ahead. What you gonna say, bro?
The answer is on the question.
Yeah.
Just saying, hey, I don't really think this is going to work. We've been growing apart, and I just wanted to communicate that with you, and maybe say, hey, maybe do you see a chance or a solution?
Right. And go over the reasons why we're growing apart.
Yeah. Why are we growing apart? If it's workable,
it could be fixable.
Yeah.
I don't seem like it, because I feel like if it was fixable, you wouldn't be sending in this particular message. You know what I mean? Like, because you're not asking how to fix it, you're asking how to end it.
Maybe this is that. Maybe this is that last lifeline.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe I can find something
trying to resuscitate the relationship.
Yes.
Clear.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, if they can come to an agreement, maybe they can work on it. But if not, then just say how it is.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, here we go, y'all. Next question. Anonymous viewer says, I've been living with my boyfriend for a year. I got saved about a month ago. Now I feel bad when we have sex. I feel like I need to tell him we need to stop, but I don't want to lose him. I don't know what to do.
You're setting him up to see if he's the one for you. And if you're feeling strongly, because it could be God that's convicting you about having sex outside of marriage for whatever reason, so if he's the one for you, he's going to understand, and unfortunately it's going to either be an easy decision or a tough one.
Yes.
And you get to see who he really is and see how he responds with a real issue like this.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think life is like a dance. Yeah. And what I mean by that, sometimes you step forward, sometimes you step back. And in this situation, you may have to appear to step back before you step forward. And stepping back may be being honest with him and breaking ties and letting him get to a place where he can see God for himself, where he can get to know God for himself. Because if you're saved and you stay in this situation, you run the risk of smothering the light that you do have. You run the risk of putting out that spark that you do have because of flesh.
Right.
And so I would say, protect your relationship with God, and He will provide you exactly who you need. And that's easier said than done. I get it.
Yeah.
You may have a lot invested in this relationship, but that will be the best thing for your growth. That would be the best thing for you as a person.
Yeah.
Trust God in this situation.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And even if you're not going to cut the relationship off, you don't have to necessarily do that.
Right.
But definitely get out of the whole living together situation. Yeah, that's the route I would go with.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it's real rough, man.
Yes, because you've already formed those bonds.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then to move out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah. That's
kind of like you're breaking up
the ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you technically ain't breaking up, it's gonna feel like a breakup.
Yeah, of course. Because you're moving out and doing this. Like now we gotta stop having sex, and that's a rough one.
Yeah, I lived with an ex-girlfriend, and just moving out, we weren't breaking up, but just moving out, she was bawling, and I felt some type of way because it felt weird,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, next question, gentlemen. Anonymous viewers say, I've been with my girlfriend for 4 years. She is everything I'm looking for in a woman, and I want to marry her, The problem is I'm a Christian and she's a devout Muslim. I know what the Bible says about marrying a non-Christian. I need some wisdom.
That's kind of like, I mean, I don't mean to be bogus, but like, if you know what it says, brother, like, you know, you're just playing yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if she's a Muslim, if she's a devout Muslim.
Devout is the word. That's yeah. I mean, a Muslim indeed, but devout means
like,
try to steal one for the team, man. See if you can bring one back home.
I like your take.
You know,
Yeah,
because
her.
look, bro, devout women Muslims, they cater to their men. They honor their men.
That is true.
You might have a lot more fight, pull in this fight than you think, So try to bring one back home.
I like that.
Do not listen to Nick. This is gonna go left.
But look, if it goes left, then it's supposed to, right? Because the first thing you're gonna protect is your relationship with God, especially if it's new, or if it isn't and you're experienced. You know what to do, man.
Does it say how long they've been dating?
4 years, I think you said.
Yep, I've been with my girlfriend 4 years.
So, I mean, like when you're dating, that's one of the first questions.
When did he get saved?
It didn't say all that. They didn't say all that.
Yeah,
but let's be honest, man. There's different stages in your walk with God. There's different levels of commitment.
That is true.
And maybe he's getting to a place where he's surrendering.
Yeah, I've dated heathens, so yes.
Yeah, I think not gonna say we all have, but
I've never dated heathens.
You are a heathen. No, but you be at different levels of commitment, and maybe he was a Christian, but he wasn't devout. Now he's getting to a place where it's bothering him. And he said, I want to marry her. So I think that's also the rubber's meeting the road.
Yeah.
Either I'm going to, marry this woman or I'm going to move on. And I think that's where he is. But I'm going to get to it with this one here. This is going to be a rough one. If she's a devout Muslim, you guys have not walking in the same direction.
Definitely.
How can two agree? Walk together lest they agree.
Yes.
How can a kingdom stand?
Yeah. Think a kingdom divided can't stand.
Think about what happened to Solomon. God told him, do not marry women outside of the lineage.
Foreign chicks?
Yes, because they're going to make you bow down to their gods.
Yep.
That's what can happen to this man.
That's possible.
He can become Muslim.
He can. So get to her before she gets to you.
Yeah, but let me say this, just because women have a certain touch, man.
Yeah,
they're more influential than us.
For sure.
They're more influential.
All the things they do.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And I'm gonna say this is just not for him. This is for a lot of men. When you're really into a woman, she can become an idol.
I agree.
I mean, like when she makes you feel a certain way. So when you hear men say, I can't live without her, that's scary.
That is
And I'm not saying that's what this man is saying, but what I'm saying is when it's more about the woman, that's why God said, love me with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind. Why? Everybody else get the leftovers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once you love me that way, it makes a question like this very simple.
Very simple.
Very simple. But when you have lifted someone up in your heart, this becomes convoluted.
Yes, I agree.
So that's why I brought up idolatry, because not saying that's what he's saying, but it can happen when you start lifting somebody up.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So
that's not good.
Yeah. So I mean, to get to it, brother. Unfortunately, you may have to cut ties with this one, man.
Yes.
And I understand because she may be, like you said, wife material, but God has a wife for you. And even sometimes it's so funny when you do make a sacrifice like that for God. God get to show you, I'll bring you better.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's never been nothing that I sacrificed to God that he didn't bring me better.
Yes.
Everything I laid on that altar, he had something else better come in my life. And I'm a living testament of that. So,
I agree as well.
I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here.
Okay. You don't want to be a wet blanket?
No.
Sorry, put him down.
But I gotta say this, like sometimes, you give to God and he doesn't get back.
Not in the way you think he should. He always give back.
Okay, there you go.
Not in the way you think he should.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
So just be with that mindset.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But if you wholeheartedly, this is what I will say. You can wholeheartedly follow Christ into the worst situation in your life. and it would be so joyous. Ask Paul, who wrote us some magnificent scriptures.
Yes.
With joy.
With joy.
Yes.
With joy.
Locked up.
Yeah. And that's why I say fulfilling God's purpose is more fulfilling than anything you're going to experience. A bad wife, money, power, it's sex, drugs, whatever you could think of. I'm telling you, there's nothing when you're walking with God, like really pursuing him, really trying to get to know him and fulfill what he asked you to do. Ain't nothing gonna touch you like that. Living proof of that one. Living proof of that one. All right, y'all.
Sweet.
So, hey, that's all our questions for this episode of Pillow Talk.
Yes.
If you have questions that you want us to answer, put them down in the comment section. If you want to remain anonymous, you can send them to our email at whathechurchwontsay@yahoo.com. Again, y'all, anytime you need us, we're going to be here to say what the church won't say. Merry Christmas.